Here with Stirling Cooper, porn star. This will be an interesting one. Like we'll talk about the good, the bad. We met once a few months ago in Romania.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a fun little country.
Bro, Romania is great fun.
Were you living there or just visiting? Or?
I was popping in for a conference on it was like digital marketing / adult stuff. And so I was there for like my supplement company trying to like
Yeah, it worked out good. We got there. Dan Blazarian didn't want to go out. I was like bored. Hit up Tristan. He's like, I can't go out, house arrest. But he did like take care of me. Had someone take me out. He's like, oh, get your bottle of shit. Then ran to you and like, oh, someone to hang out with. I'm bored.
It was great. It was great, man. No, Romania, you can have good fun with Romania.
No, people were nice, cool people. It was a cool country. I bet those guys had some fun there. I bet too much fun.
Yeah, but for quite a number of years, I bet, man. Yeah, I've been out with the boys in a few clubs in Romania and Bucharest before, and
they weren't having to rape girls, I imagine.
no, like, bro, they have to kick girls out of their house. Seriously, like, and I've been in the house like after hours, after a big night of partying. It's like they're trying to get them out.
Tristan were just hanging out, having a conversation. The girls just kept bugging us, trying to get our attention. We're just like, leave us alone. We're like having like we're seeing who can drink more whiskey. We're trying to to talk like history and politics and.
That's exactly what happens with Tristan. Like a night with Tristan will turn into either like a 4-hour long like lecture on history or a drinking contest which will kill the average human.
That was both.
Okay. Well, you got the best of both worlds.
I can drink a lot, and he wanted a dude who can put down some alcohol. I'm like, holy shit!
It's an inhumane amount of booze that Tristan can take.
I couldn't believe it. The sun was up. We were still drinking, standing somehow. And the girls were mad that we weren't paying attention to him. Extremely hot too.
You get Tristan talking about like history, like he'll just ignore everybody else.
Yeah, insanely intelligent.
Completely. Yeah, Tristan's very underrated in that regard, and it's kind of funny. Anytime I've met like younger kids or whatever, like 18, 20-year-olds, whatever, the dudes who are maybe going to an event or get to meet him in person, I'm like, just ask him about history. Just ask him your like if you know something about like pick your favorite historical figure, ask him a question, or your favorite historical event, ask Tristan a question about it.
He won't shut up. Next thing you know, it'll be 8 a.m, you'll be drinking whiskey.
Oh, it's great. It's brilliant.
Yeah, ignoring tens.
Yeah, literally ignoring tens. It's great. Yeah.
No, it's pretty hilarious. I think there was a cop come did like a welfare check, and the girls were like, we're being trafficked. And the cops just like, get out of here, because that's probably like a nightly thing for them. But anyway,
I like that they make fun of it now. Like it's some people you could get into a really dark place just being attacked like nonstop for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But they've got each other.
No, they do.
Which is the most important thing.
The attacks are crazy. I mean, I'm not going to obviously they said some things. I think a lot of things. It was mostly Andrew, not Tristan. Is the funny part. But he went down with it. But he said things in jest. Like I think as men, we can kind of understand, or guys, when you're in big groups of men, you understand. I can instantly understand when someone's joking, being serious. And most of the bad things that he said, he wasn't even being serious.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, it's too much attention, too much influence over a short space of time with a particular demographic of people, like young men, pushing them more towards like right-leaning politics.
Yeah.
That's what got him in trouble.
It's the backlash of that, like the woke, the push the gay, be weak.
Yep.
And then of course he says some things that aren't great, but he says he majorly pushes men to be better. He says in a very inflammatory manner. Purposely, but it's like he inflames these men to work to be better men.
Overwhelmingly. And I don't know if you saw this, there was like, there is a Netflix show that just came out, I think it's called Adolescence in the UK. And it talks about like this young man who stabbed a girl. And I believe, from what I can see, they're trying to like conflate, the motives for him doing that or whatever with things like people like Andrew or like the spaces like the Red Pill space or whatever, Myron and Gaines and all that sort of stuff. They're trying to conflate the two together, despite the fact that everybody in that space of the internet, Andrew, Myron, myself, everyone else included, has never encouraged men to like be violent towards women.
Always treat women good. Take care
exactly.
of them.
Like on my end, it's like give them orgasms.
Yeah, exactly. They can come. Well, it's usually guys like Destiny are the ones that are doing creepy shit. Don't get me wrong, because there's the accusations with Andrew and them, but there's like it's not even from the girls, other than one of them. It's coming from other people. Like the girls have like recanted the allegations. That's why it's so crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, let's get to porn real quick. That's
cool.
Very controversial to me. Porn was so I couldn't really access it when I was a kid, so I very rarely watched it. It wasn't something I thought about too much on rare occasions, so it wasn't really anything negative. But I think the young generation, it can be very negative because it's just they have unlimited access. If at 11 years old, if I had unlimited access to porn, that would have been awful. I mean,
completely. Yeah, I think I saw a statistic that said that the average the age at which guys are getting their first exposure to pornography now is somewhere between that age bracket
11, I think.
11, 12, 13, somewhere around there. And it's at school with someone else showing them like something on their phone. And it's like, bro, I remember at that age, I was like, I had to rummage through, no joke. I had to rummage through like the local tip where everyone dumps, all the businesses dump their trash to find like the thrown away nudie magazines from our local news agents.
Yeah, it was so hard to get.
So that was like the tits that I got to see for like years. It was just these 4 pairs of tits.
No, exactly. Now I couldn't imagine at 11 being able to just download unlimited hardcore pornography. I remember Sneeko saying he started walking into that was when I woke up like, wow, this is actually a problem for these kids.
Yeah, because we grew up in a very different time. Like we grew up pre Pornhub.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas now it's Gen Z's post Pornhub. So it's like that is what they've grown up with. And it's not just the guys, it's the girls too.
Yeah, no, that people don't want to admit that a lot of the girls are watching porn too.
And it's that you could say, like, I hear this term thrown around a bunch, like women are porn brained, like younger women are porn brained.
They have sex with a lot different than we were young.
But it's not even necessarily, maybe it is like a bit of, I think what the big thing is that it's the normalization of pornographic imagery, right? Because it's on your phone, because it's omnipresent everywhere. Well, it's creeped into every realm of media. Like it's, billboard advertisements can be a lot more explicit. Music videos are absolutely a lot more explicit. Like the kind of clothing that women wear is getting shorter and shorter and smaller every year. You know what I mean? And especially for even for younger girls, prepubescent girls.
Yeah, like super young girls, you see their parents are allowing them to dress like that.
Which is bonkers.
Parents need to be like, what are you doing?
But then you look at, I think a big cause of this is Instagram. So what Pornhub is to guys, Instagram is to girls, right?
Yeah.
So Pornhub gives a young man unlimited access to naked girls, right? It's like the male prerogative, right? Is have sex with impregnate as many women as I possibly can. That's like the journey of the male DNA. With the women, on Instagram, she gets unlimited access to male attention.
Yep. And that's what women look for.
Right? And it's, you got to think about it from the perspective of like a prepubescent girl. It's like, oh, the girls in the grade or 2 above me are like showing like posting provocative photos or posting photos in bikinis or like posing a certain way or flashing, not flashing their teeth, but like wearing push-up bras and wearing short, tight cut tops. And it's like, they're getting all the attention from the other boys. And in her head, the choice is like, do I not get attention from guys? And at that age, pre-puberty, like going through puberty, that's like hormones are flaring. It's like, what's she going to do? She's probably going to follow the trend, So it's just this race to the bottom where younger and younger girls are just like putting their body on their Instagram. We're not even talking things like Pornhub. We're not even talking things about OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, that's the next
It's just
level,
Instagram. They're starting with Instagram. And like you go through the average girl's Instagram account, guarantee you'll find something that you could consider sexual and provocative. Guarantee.
And they get more likes on those, they realize. So a lot of times I encourage them to keep doing it.
Completely.
There'll be random girls that's a hot girl with like pictures for like 200K followers. Like I can't do that unless they're like famous or buying their followers.
Bro. You're literally a famous UFC star.
And this girl was man shit club more than they were showing their tits.
Exactly, man. It's like, do you make, you could like, you can make an moral argument for or against or whatever, but I think you can make a pretty objective argument that is not a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree.
Like, I don't think there's anyone on either side who's going to admit that like women being sexualized from a younger age is a positive thing. If you make that argument,
there'd be some people would, but there's some nasty, disgusting people.
Bro, you've lost me. You've completely lost me there.
I think it's interesting. We're coming from, you were a porn star. I was a fighter who did a bunch of shit. So we're kind of like in the middle of the perspective, but we're seeing there clearly is a bad downside because we were growing up like I think at Instagram, all the stuff wasn't there, just the chase for attention, the porn,
like porn used to be this like taboo, almost hidden thing.
You'd had to go to like a jerk off booth in the cities. You're being a dirty scumbag if you do that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and or you had to go to an adult store to get a magazine or buy a DVD or something like that. Very, very different environment to what it is now. Yep. And you could make the argument. You could make the slippery slope argument. Yeah, you could make that argument.
But it clearly wasn't as big a problem before, though. The problem became with the unlimited access.
Yeah.
Before it was so hard to get. you know you're a creep if you're going in a jerk off booth like in a shady city. It's
here's the
you don't want to be that guy.
Here's the funny thing: you have for you to even purchase the content, you as a guy, you have to go through a filter of shame.
Yeah,
isn't that interesting?
I would have been too embarrassed to do that. Exactly.
Right. So you to even access it, you have to go through. You have to.
Exactly.
You know, walk in the theater, walk in the store.
I don't want to see what kind of porn,
hide the magazine,
what kind of porn you're watching. Yeah.
Right. And we've completely removed that barrier to entry, barrier to purchase, barrier to consuming the content. And where's it ended us? Like, where's it taken us?
Yeah, no, and like I said, for me, I never really thought much about porn. I mean, I watched it on rare occasions. I never thought it was a huge problem to society because it was so hard to get.
Yeah.
Now it's becoming a huge. I saw people bitching about it a couple years ago and thought they were just kind of being idiots till I like actually thought about it and saw like, oh shit, tons of people have porn addictions or like watching porn every night and shit.
Bro, porn-induced erectile dysfunction.
Because they're so used to just watching.
It's a completely modern phenomenon. This is a new condition that had to be diagnosed.
They're watching too much porn.
The dude's watching too much porn that he can't get a boner.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun because it's entirely psychological.
Yeah.
Because a boner is literally like blood flow.
Yeah.
Like that's what a boner is. But like the triggering mechanism for an erection
is watching porn.
Well, it starts here. Like arousal starts up in the brain, right? And if you're used to seeing an infinite amount of different women doing progressively more and more extreme or perverted sex acts with the optimum lighting and the perfect makeup and the perfect camera angle, and they're pulling all kinds of ridiculous faces and shit. Like if that's what you've been drilled into your psychology, okay, well, you get in front of a regular woman, of course it's going to be nowhere near as exciting and as stimulating as that. It could never measure up. It's impossible. You know, it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same as women who use these super high powered Hitachis.
Yeah,
destroy.
Buzzes the shit out of
right.
There. Yeah.
They destroy all the nerve endings in their clitoris.
And they wonder why they can't come.
And then they wonder why they can't come with their husband or with their boyfriend or whatever. It's like, well, honey, you just destroyed the clit. Yeah. Like you literally just blasted that thing away using a jackhammer. So it's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
No, it's true. That's a problem as well. Exactly. These girls blasting out like, oh, I can't come when I'm having sex. Gee, I wonder why.
Have you tried like laying off, Optimus Prime over here?
Yeah. So both women and men should take a break. Don't do it for a while if they're doing that.
Yeah. It's in particular. It affects the younger dudes in particular.
Jake Shields built his name in the cage. Now he's taking the fight to the narrative. The Fight Back podcast doesn't hold back. No filters. No corporate strings. If you're tired of the same recycled lies, support real independence. Visit fightbackpodcast.com. Pick up something from the shop, because truth needs muscle. You're part of the resistance.
I mean, I couldn't imagine if I was young having that access, because when you're like, a young teenager, your mind is just obsessed with it, and it's like having that access would have been absolutely terrible. Yeah. And no one wants to talk about it. No politicians will be like, you know what, maybe we should make this hard to access online.
Well, I think there was a couple of states here in the US, I think Texas might have been one of them, that have started to limit like access to stuff. And I saw recently that Canada, because America was trying to impose tariffs on Canada. Canada said, we'll cut off your internet. Because Canada owns Pornhub. Pornhub is a Canadian, or the company that owns.
I didn't know that.
It is based in Canada. So it's like, isn't that funny?
Ran by a rabbi, I believe.
Yes.
Or one of the owners.
Correct. The owner of Ethical Capital.
They own a bunch of porn companies, huh?
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know that. Because they Ethical Capital bought it off the previous owners. And they bought it after the 2020 trafficking hub scandal.
Oh yeah, right before we started, you were talking about like trafficking and stuff in Pornhub. Let's get into that now.
Yeah,
that's a dark one, but let's just hit this real quick before we get into the fun side. We got to cover the good, I guess, too.
Yeah, so I came prepared. I brought some notes. Yeah. I'm cheating. So the trafficking hub thing, it's a campaign that kicked off by a lady called Layla Micklewhite. She's been on Patrick Bet-David's podcast. She did a great segment on PBD. So basically, Pornhub and its at the time its parent company MindGeek was making money off of sexual abuse material and even child sexual abuse material, like that was running rampant.
They weren't making an effort to pull it off.
Well, so at the time there was no requirements like for uploading. So anyone could upload. You didn't need like a DMCA. You didn't need like a model release. You didn't need to upload ID. Anybody could just upload content. That's why there's so much stuff on Pornhub. And unfortunately, there was a bunch of abuse material and child abuse material, right?
Yeah.
And the victims had gone and, tried to get it taken down. And it would either get taken down and a few days later be uploaded again, right? Because someone else is down, because some complete despicable human being has it backed up on his hard drive and he's uploading it again, right? But Layla Micklethwait exposed a bunch of. She managed to get the email correspondence between like the CEO and a few like high-ranking people within Pornhub at the time, or with the company that owns Pornhub, talking about, hey, can we make this go away? Like, can we just ignore it? Like, how much action do we need to take?
Wow, so they weren't even taking it seriously.
Yeah, they weren't. They were trying to get. They were trying to like put. They were trying to shove it under the carpet.
Traumatized. It's like such a big deal.
Yeah, and you got victims actually like desperately trying to get this material taken down. And
terrible.
If I'll go through a little bit of data here. Like, there have been well over 100 confirmed cases of child rape and trafficking permitted on that website since 2020. It's fucking insane.
So someone's daughter will be on there trying to get it off, and they're just like ignoring them.
Oh yeah. So nearly 300 victims have sued Pornhub in 25 different lawsuits, including multiple class action lawsuits on behalf of tens of thousands of child victims. Let's keep going. It was criminally charged. Pornhub was criminally charged by the U.S. government and forced to pay $1.8 million for intentionally.
That's not that much money.
Intentionally profiting from child sex trafficking.
Million, not billion, right?
1.8 million.
That's not that much money.
Not relative to how much they may pull in, not really. And it's like, and you might ask, well, how are they profiting off of it? They're just running ads. They're running all the pre-roll ads and the GIF ads and the banner ads and stuff you see around like a video.
If it's free, that's not a good sign usually.
Yeah, and it's like all those ads are just running on this material, and it's like, so they this is in 2020. So then when that came out, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal all pulled themselves from Pornhub, so they couldn't like monetize and take payments that way, right? Because they confirmed it was doing all that. So they lost a bunch of their advertisers. And as a result of that, Pornhub took down 91% of the content that was on the site because 91% of the content was neither age verified or consent verified.
So almost all of it was not.
That's a lot.
Yeah, no, some of it I'm sure was put there genuinely, but a ton of it probably wasn't.
Yeah, it went from 56 million videos and images to 5.2 million.
That's insane, the amount of videos and images.
Isn't it nuts?
That's just absolutely insane.
It's bonkers.
Just shows the addiction and the problems with society.
Well, yeah, but everyone just it's like, I mean, Pornhub like modeled itself off of YouTube, right? Because that's how YouTube started. It was just like, you put your stuff out there, you do your thing, right?
Requesting videos.
Well, they just
feeding it to you.
And as a startup, I guess their decision was like, you know what? Let's just get the traction, right?
Yeah.
And let's not age verify and consent verify because it will mean less people will upload stuff.
People clearly have no ethics, no values.
And this is when, so this was 2020, and this is the same year that I left the porn industry.
When did you get into porn?
I got into porn in like 2017.
So you did about 3 years.
So I was in there. Yeah, I did like. Before that, I did male escorting. So I used to service women. I used to service wealthy business ladies and things like that. So I was in the adult space for like 5-ish years. The last 3 were like in directly porn.
Yeah.
And 2020 was when I got out. And I got out for a bunch of different reasons. And then as I'm leaving, this shit breaks, and I'm like, man,
God, you got out,
and right? Stuff that I'm in is on that website. And these guys are making, and it's like, what the hell? Like,
you morally don't want to be involved with stuff like that. You got to look at the moral decision, and it's like you can see how someone going to porn, especially maybe people can say it's not fair, but it is viewed different from men and women. People can pretend like it's not,
completely,
but it is.
Bro. Like, I've got a platform. Look at me. Yeah. Like, I am the perfect example of like the double standard.
No, exactly, and women will still respect you. No healthy guy is going to respect a girl that's been ran through by 1,000 guys in videos. My friends would be like sending pictures and like I never saw the porn star. I remember I was hanging out with them once. My friends started sending me pictures of her getting like gangbanged and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm ditching this chick.
Right.
But that's kind of friends you want to have.
It's a double standard, but men and women are both have double standards.
No, show
me a single 18-year-old guy who's getting
on a yacht,
who's getting invited on a yacht, who's getting invited to the club.
I wasn't invited to any yachts or tables or private jets.
Okay, so that yes,
I had to work hard for that.
Exactly. Yes, there's a double standard, but there's a double standard both ways.
I think it evens out.
It evens out. So it's like, okay, you can't like complain about one and not the other.
No, exactly. It's just it is so true. It's not fair, but men are totally viewed. Like I said, you can be fine with it, and You can look back too and see, oh, maybe this wasn't great what I was doing.
Yeah, completely. And since ever since I left, I've been telling guys like, don't watch it. You can literally find videos from me back in 2020 when I first started doing YouTube and stuff.
When I actually
Stop
saw a video, I think that was
porn.
maybe on your it was Instagram or Twitter or something, where it's like over and over saying, "Don't."
I've got a compilation on pinned on my Twitter account because I just want to try and drill that fact in for people.
There's just nothing really healthy from it. There's no real reason. Well, it's not a problem if it's rare, but you don't gain anything from it. And if you're watching it a lot, it's just truly unhealthy.
I don't think you could argue that porn is a net positive on society.
I don't think there's any value to it, really. You could say it's not a problem in certain ways, but I don't think it really could help you in any way.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people make the argument. I've seen a lot of people make the argument that it helps. It can help couples to explore things sexually. It can help couples to it can help individuals to
Can't they start trying things
be a bit
own?
more
Can't
kinky
they
and
be a little
stuff?
more,
And it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like but why can't you explore that in the confines of like a relationship?
Here's something really interesting. You probably know this, but I think a lot of times men, right? We look to have sex with lots of different women. Lots of times the women are into kinkier sex, and a lot of men are totally unaware of that.
Okay, let's.
I knew you. I knew you would know that. I think a lot of men are totally clueless about this, and they get mad when their girls want to try weird things. And
okay, so let's look at this. The one of the best, I think it might be the best selling non-fiction book of all time. Was 50 Shades of Grey.
Yep, that's what I tell people.
Right.
Look at women who love watching the guy.
Everyone
controls her, and
everyone leans on that example a lot. And I don't okay, that's one example, right?
Yeah.
But why was that so popular? It taps into something deep in female psychology, I believe, female evolutionary psychology, which is fundamentally sexual psychology, right?
Yeah.
You have phenomenons like hybristophilia. Hybristophilia is sexual attraction to killers, which is only
guys have it, yeah.
Which is only exhibited by women. Dudes don't get hybristophilia.
Yeah, I don't turn on my serial killer chicks.
Right? So look at the guy that Luigi, what's his name, who killed shot the pharmacist or the pharmaceutical company CEO, whatever. Have you seen the pictures of the courtroom after, him coming out of the courtroom? And just throngs of women looking for him. All of the serial killers that you might know of, they all had love letters written to them in jail, right?
Yeah.
So this is and it's obviously not all women are like this, right? But
the fact that it's in some of their
but
heads,
it's exclusively women. Mm-hmm. Dudes aren't doing this. It's exclusively women doing this, right? That's the phenomenon known as hybristophilia. So there's something in female sexual and evolutionary psychology that is attracted to violence. You were a fighter. I guarantee
I'm very aware of this. Yeah.
No problem getting laid. Yeah. Right?
You know exactly. Yeah, it's not at all. It's
not a problem at all. Women are attracted to men
violence,
who are
capable of violence, at least.
Capable. That's the correct term. Women are attracted to men who are capable of violence.
Yeah.
Because what does that mean? It actually means that he can.
Well, I could protect her. You could kill someone to protect that girl if you had to.
Precisely.
Again, they want the guy nice. Still, I'm always very nice stuff, but they have the ability. If things got bad, you could kill someone to protect them.
Yes,
it makes sense.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. And the balance we like to strike in society is a man who is capable of violence, but restrains it, and only does it when it's necessary to protect his loved ones. That's what we want.
But they'll still prefer the crazy killer over the guy who's totally weak and won't do anything.
Correct. Completely correct, Jack. Here's a really interesting bit of information. This comes from the book. The book is called Everybody Lies: Big Data, New Data by Seth Stevens Davidowitz. It says among the top Pornhub searches by women in a genre of pornography that I warn you will disturb many readers. Sex featuring violence against women. Fully 25% of female searches for straight porn emphasize the pain and or humiliation of the woman. Painful anal crying, public disgrace, and extreme brutal gangbang, for example. 5% look for non-consensual sex. This is women searching for this. 5% of women look for non-consensual sex terms like rape or forced sex, even though these videos are banned on Pornhub. And search rates for all these terms are at least twice as common among women as they are among men.
Yeah, see, I'm not shocked at all, but I bet a lot of people will be hearing that.
This is
exactly what I would expect to hear, but most guys would not expect to hear this.
It's super and that's a book that I recommend a lot for a lot of my fans is a book called now I'm fucking blanking as I'm saying it. My Secret Garden by Nancy Friday. So this was a book. So she put like an advertisement, I believe, out in a newspaper and asked for women to write in anonymously, writing in their sexual fantasies.
Yeah.
And she took these and she just compiled them into this book. It's a tome. It's a big book, but it's called My Secret Garden. And if you only need to get like a quarter of the way through that book before your perception of women's sexuality will completely change. Like there's a lot of very freaky stuff in there along the lines of what we just talked about. And I remember reading that book in my mid-20s and I'm like, what on earth? And prior to that, I had this perception of women as being sort of sugar and spice and all things nice, and they're innocent creatures, and it's men who are the really perverted ones. Yeah, I'm sorry, but
yeah, get famous for being a fighter. I learned that. I was like a little in shock. Then I started being a fighter. Then you realize like, oh no, I think this isn't. Again, not all women, but a lot of women's psychology are into some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like sexual acts. Like obviously in a consensual context.
No, it's got to be that people are very careful. Yeah, it's got to be very consensual. You better realize what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, and it's like, but sexual acts in a consensual context, like things, like spanking, like pulling hair, like erotically choking a woman, done correctly,
a high percentage
done correctly.
Yeah, exactly. These are things people are very, very. I mean, I'm a choke expert, so
yeah, you do jiu-jitsu, like you know what you're doing.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing,
but like the number of women who respond very positively to these kinds of sex acts, with the big caveat of being done by a guy who they are sexually attracted to and who knows what he's doing. And that's the key thing here. Like, because guys will get into trouble. A lot of guys will get into big trouble if they go out and they start trying to
game you got to play. Exactly.
Right? They start trying to do these more, you could call them extreme, you could call them like more dominant physical sex acts on a woman, and she's not into it, or she's not into him that way. Mm-hmm. That's another big thing.
Yeah, because she might all of a sudden she's being abused or raped. That's why it's such a fine line.
Because that same girl, she might enjoy getting choked out by Jake Shields, but Joe Schmo over here, he only gets missionary position. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely happens. Yeah. So
that's why guys better get consent, know how to read body language, know how to.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I remember this trend going around of this phrase of consent is sexy. There was a lot of I think it might have been around like the Me Too era, like 2016 to 2020 range, and it was a lot of female porn stars doing this like consent is sexy hashtag or something on Twitter, and I'm like, I've worked with you. You don't think consent is sexy. I know you're bullshitting.
They love to play the oh no,
no, because it's like I used to work for kink.com. Mm-hmm. Right, I shot a lot of scenes for kink.com. Kink.com is the biggest BDSM.
Is that the one in San Francisco?
Not anymore. They shoot everywhere. They shoot primarily in LA, but they're famous for the opening shot is the Armory.
I knew a few girls that worked there. Yeah,
that they
do some crazy shit there.
They sold that building, but I used to work. Okay, so the guy who basically built that and ran that entire operation, he was my mentor when I was shooting for kink.com. He was my director producer. So he knew everything. Like he knew everything about bondage, he knew how to use every different kind of toy, like electric stuff, whips. Like
you're a little into this.
Bro, I got a master class every day I shot for him. He would teach me something new every day. He had a funny story. I'm not gonna out him, but he ran the Armory, like the whole kink.com
thing. That's like a
thing.
huge building.
It was massive.
It's like massive. It's insane.
Yeah. And they had like a whole operation. They had like the bottom floor was like training submissives in the dungeon, and then the top floor was like them walking around in collars. Like
they'd have girls that wrestle each other. One of them wanted me to train them because then they got to the winner got to like abuse the loser.
Yeah. They had all the kind of like all different kind of games going on and stuff. And he told me one day, the guy, I forget the name of the guy who actually owned it and built it to start with, but he bought the property and he had this concept, and he went to this guy, my mentor, and he said, look, I want this to be the Disneyland of BDSM, and you, my friend, are Donald motherfucking Duck. Like that's what he told him. He's like, go, do it, make it happen, and he made it happen, and it became like a world famous brand.
That thing was like, it's like the world's biggest.
But the funny thing, every time I worked, not every time, but 90% of the time when I worked for kink.com, in fact, probably would be 100% of the time, because I worked with a lot of girls who came back repeatedly to work for kink.com because they loved working for it so much. And when I had a new girl, they were always super excited to work for it we always did like pre and post consent interviews.
Yeah.
So they would interview the girl
with what they're okay with.
Go over what they're into, what they're okay with. Cool. Like, are they excited? Why do they want to come shoot?
Yeah.
And then after the scene was done, same thing. How was your experience? Did we cross any lines? What,
Exactly.
Like,
and safe word and shit too.
Exactly. And actually, the funny thing was that a lot of porn companies started copying that whole before and after consent model, the video interview, because a whole bunch of directors and male porn stars, not a whole bunch, but a few really popular ones got accused of sexual assault on set
During a porn scene?
Correct. Yes. So they
made
like,
clear
all right,
what was okay and what wasn't before.
let's copy what kink.com's doing and do the consent.
You say it in video beforehand.
And do the whole consent thing. Exactly. But the number of girls who are super excited to be working for kink.com who had fantasies of being tied up, being spanked, choked, whipped, ball gagged, like all manner of things, like using electric shocks and shit. The amount of girls who used it as an opportunity to explore something new and kinky because they trusted it. Because they trusted like the performer who was vetted, i.e. me, by the guy who's running the show, who was a super experienced BDSM dom. They trusted it, and that's kind of what I wanted to get. The meta point I was trying to make was like,
be very careful and trust that you're doing the shit.
You need to know what you're fucking doing. You don't want to do this shit without any knowledge or understanding. I've got videos on YouTube, so go check them out. I baby step guys through a lot of this stuff, and it's like that. You need that because especially in this day and age, like if she's your girlfriend, your wife, and you guys are playing around, you want to try some new stuff, you've got a bit more leeway. But if it's a brand new girl and you're going to try something extreme,
shit, you better be very, very careful what's consented.
You are fucking done.
Hey guys, Jake Schultz here. As you know, I have a free speech podcast. To keep that going, it's important to have sponsors and support them. If you want to support them and me, go to antelopehillpublishing.com and be sure to use the promo code FIGHTBACK. They have tons of different books that are hard to get. Today I recommend Opiate of the Masses. It's a full journalistic investigation into the opioid crisis in America. So again, to support the podcast, antelopehillpublishing.com and the promo code FIGHTBACK.
Methylene blue has been used for over 100 years for medical purposes and recently surged back into popularity. It has been shown to help repair brain tissue and improve memory, cognitive function, energy, and mood. Research suggests that methylene blue could have neuroprotective effects, possibly aiding in conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. Go to MerakiMedicinal.com and use the promo code FIGHTBACK for a discount.
If you don't,
I think a lot of guys are clueless. I've heard of guys getting like mad at their girlfriends and stuff when they wanted to do this stuff. Or girls tell me like, "Oh, he got mad when he wanted to get choked," or this called me a whore.
The boyfriend got mad.
Yeah, but it's like they're calling her a whore, but it's like, okay, he's wanting to do it with you, not a different guy. It's going to make him go do it with someone else.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, where's the rationale behind that?
Girl say, he's called me a whore for wanting to do this. It's like, huh?
Well, great.
Now, do it with you.
Well, now she's going to go
do it with
and
someone
be
else,
a whore with another completely. She's like, what? I don't understand that.
No, yeah, you want to do. I mean, you want to do the shit your girl wants, unless it's too insane. There's been one or two things where I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, well, especially if she wants to try it with you.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit of a different argument if she's like done it. If she's done it before.
Yeah, like I only can come if this happens, and it's like, oh, then I'd be maybe.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. Versus here's this kink she has, and she wants to explore and try it out with you. Why on earth would you judge that, bro? I learned that when I was like in my early to mid 20s. The first fucking thing the first concept I learned that got me laid more than anything else was, well, I say there's two concepts. Don't kiss and tell.
Oh yeah.
Be discreet, right? And be non-judgmental.
Exactly.
You can think all you like in the back of your own head. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
But don't tell them I hate
yours. Yeah,
I'm past those days in my life, but I was never the guy slut shaming. It's like they had a valuable value.
The guys who openly like go out and slut shame are not the ones like.
Yeah, the girls aren't.
You think that girl isn't going to go fuck someone else? You think, but by you like slut shaming her, she's magically going to go. You know what? Born again virgin. Nope. I'm never having sex until that's not going to happen. She's not gonna do that. Like. Only an autistic spurg would think that would work.
No, they think it works, and they don't get laid at all.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, a lot of the girls will slut shame each other too, so they try to hide it from each other. I'm sure you're well aware of that.
Yeah, but you get girls behind closed doors, like in private with a few drinks in them. They'll just start talk. They are kinkier and dirtier and more perverted than the average guy. Like,
and they kiss and tell way more than men. They share everything.
Oh, completely.
Like men, we don't really share details. Women share like every like detail.
Girl, I guarantee your girl has a group chat with all of her best friends.
But if they give you good reviews, they're fucking up because then their friends come around.
Bro, this is my whole shtick. It's like. Do you want to be known as the guy with the limp dick, or do you want to be known as the guy who just fucking rocks their world and they brag about?
I'd go with the second one.
Because even if cool, they're bragging about you. This works on multiple levels, right? If they're bragging about you, Well, all their friends, because women are fucking like predatory when it comes to like dudes that are attractive.
They get very competitive with each other.
Very competitive, right? So if she's made the mistake of bragging to all of her girlfriends,
females, listen, don't brag to your friends because girls don't understand how girls get competitive, especially if it's a guy with high status and they're hearing
that's a bit of free game right there from Jake, like female game. It's like, but if she's bragging to her friends about how good you are in bed,
they're gonna want
the next time you hang around that social circle, they're all going to be eyeing you up. They're going to look at you differently, behave around you differently, which your woman is going to pick up on. And it's going to make her jealous of that, which is going to make her fuck you better. I guarantee it. Any guy who is getting like starfish, subpar, like shitty sex, or is in a dead bedroom, I guarantee that his missus is not afraid of him stepping out. She does not believe that man could possibly sleep with him.
That makes her thought about that. She doesn't have to worry about giving him good sex because she's like, oh, he's not going to do anything else.
Precisely. So she's like, I can just sit here and I can give him a blowjob once a year on his birthday, and he ain't leaving because no woman wants this man. That is literally how she thinks of you. Like if you're in a dead bedroom scenario, your woman does not respect you, hands down.
Yeah, I always hear guys in these sex relationships that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there's a cool subreddit, well not cool, but an unfortunate subreddit called Dead Bedrooms. And I go through that every now and then. I've made a few
to see what the problem people have.
Bro, I've made a few videos on it recently. It's kind of dark and depressing. But I'm like, none of my fucking fans are living that life. I guarantee you, right? But that is like there are people who literally put up with this shit, like 8 years without a blowjob. Like what the fuck?
I couldn't imagine living like that.
That is, I know a guy who is a forensic accountant who assists people with divorce proceedings, and he has this question that he asks in interviews with guys who are going through divorces. And he's like, when was the last time she gave you a blowjob? He calls it the blowjob test. When was the last time she gave you a blowjob? He's like, oh, fucking 6 months, 12 months, 2 years ago. And it's like, unless the answer to that question is whenever I want, there is a problem.
I agree. It shouldn't be like an issue if you can't have sex with your girl. It should be like,
but even the blowjob.
Or the blowjob, yeah. No,
because think about it, because I have never been in a relationship where like my girlfriend didn't give me a blowjob whenever I wanted. Like I've never been in a relationship like that.
I remember hanging out with a girl. This was years ago. Said something about like, oh, I don't give her all sex. And I'm thinking like, there's no way I would date this chick. Like what kind of?
I mean, I've personally never met a girl that has said that.
It was only one time a girl said that. I was just like.
But think about it. Like I get it if the guy is like got shit hygiene, like just wash your balls, bro. Like that's not hard. But take that one extreme circumstance out of it, right? It's like an act of submission. Like it's a purely selfless act from her to him.
If they respect you, they want to do that.
Right. If she respects you, it means she's sexually attracted to you, which means she's aroused by you and wants to please you. Right. Thus, the blowjob is like the manifestation of
if
that.
If you're not getting that, there's major problems in your relationship.
Precisely. It sounds superficial, but it subcommunicates
I agree
a lot of stuff.
It goes a lot deeper. Exactly.
Way
goes
deeper.
To other things. They're not respecting you. If a girl's not having sex with you, she doesn't respect you.
Completely. Yeah.
So you've lost somewhere.
Long before.
It's definitely hard to get it back once a girl doesn't respect you. I'm not saying impossible, but it's like
it's not impossible, but it is difficult. And I get a lot of emails and stuff from guys asking for advice who are in somewhat of a situation like that. They've been in a relationship for 4 years, 8 years, whatever. And I'm like, it sucks to say, it sucks for you to hear this, bro, but like, you should have set this frame at the very beginning.
You have to win the early frame.
It's all about.
You can never lose the early frame with anything. How you're going to live your life, you let her dominate you early, then you can't get it back.
Whatever frame you establish that relationship on, the frame you set at the very, very beginning is what she will go on. Yep. And it's like, if you start a relationship like buying her Birkins and flying her to Dubai,
keep on that,
that's what she's getting. You're telling her this is what you can't.
You shouldn't buy girls things unless you're already seriously dating them. Maybe pay for them to go somewhere and dinner and stuff, but you should never buy them gifts.
You shouldn't turn around and get angry at that girl 4 years later. For being materialistic. If you started the relationship by buying her Birkins.
I love the guys that always dig the bitch about girls being gold diggers. Those guys that are buying girls stuff constantly. It's like, you're a freaking moron. What do you expect? Because that's the only thing you have going for you is buying girls shit.
You're doing it. You're setting up the expectation. You're ruining it for yourself.
So now you keep owing her that. Just like if a girl gives you a lot of sex right away, she better keep giving it. Same thing. Set the expectations up.
Same expectation. Well, women don't tend to hold to that arrangement, but
I don't know. I think they do as long as they respect you.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And it's about the respect thing is key. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go on some of the bad of the porn. Well, first off, who runs the porn industry? What people you think?
All right. I know this is a hot topic.
I don't know the answer to this.
You know the answer to this question.
I hear a rumor. I just don't know how true it is. I haven't done deep research. I'm trying to tell if rumors true or not.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. Let me try and zoom in.
Oh, so you have the stats on that?
I have names. Let's just
Is
jump
there some Bergs in there? Or,
look, there may
some
be
Steins and I honestly don't know. I always hear the rumor that certain people run it, but
sorry for this slight technical glitch.
There's too much shit to research, so I can't go down every rabbit hole.
Zoom. That's what I want to do. Let's zoom in about 100%. Boom. There we go. All right. So let's. So the guy who's widely recognized as the pioneer of hardcore pornography in the United States. It goes by the name, is a guy by the name of Al Goldstein. He was actually arrested 19 times on obscenity charges. And I think it wasn't his particular case, but there's at least 3 really important free speech cases in the United States that kind of enshrined and allowed pornography to exist as we know it today.
Yeah.
Without those 3 cases, it wouldn't exist. But anyway, there's this really famous quote from Al Goldstein.
I did see this quote. Go ahead and read it though. It's so if you have it, it's so shocking.
Am I going to read it?
I thought it was fake when I saw it, so I had to Google it.
Yeah, he said the only reason that Jews are in pornography is that we think that Christ sucks, Catholicism sucks. And if you take into context, so I think he was in the
he went a lot further than that, but
yeah, but he was in the 70s, I believe, maybe 70s, yeah, somewhere around that time. And in that time, that era of pornography, most of the male porn stars were Jewish guys, and most of the female porn stars were actually Catholic girls.
So they're wanting to defile Goyim.
It was an interesting that was the dynamic. Now if you go into porn, a lot of the girls are Jewish.
Really?
A big chunk, not a massive majority, obviously, because they're they're what a tiny percent of the population. But of the girls I have worked with, there's a big chunk that are Jewish.
It's interesting.
And a lot of them are big name stars you might recognize. But the dudes are all walks of life. There was a lot of, for some weird reason, there was a lot of Mormons. I don't know why that is.
That's interesting.
But there was a bunch of Mormons,
Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons, maybe.
I don't know. There was one.
Maybe because they grew up having no sex and they're going the opposite way.
Oh, there was a dude in the porn industry who was a Mormon, and there was a girl I knew as well who was a Mormon, and they cast both of them in this scene, which was where they had to wear the magical underpants. That's a Mormon thing.
The magical underpants.
With the magical underpants, they did a porno about it, and they got these 2 ex-Mormons to do it, or 2 people who grew up Mormons.
They like to mock religions too. They do that with Islam and that. It's almost like a mockery.
Well, I kind of pointed this out once when I was on set, and I made that observation. They'll mock Mormonism in porn.
They won't mock Judaism.
They'll mock priests and nuns in porn, or they'll sexualize them. I'll say that instead. They'll sexualize them.
Sexualize nuns.
Sexualize nuns and priests, sexualize Mormons. They'll sexualize Muslims with the hijab, Muslim women with the hijab and stuff. But maybe someone can tell me if this is good. I have personally never seen a porno where it's a rabbi
making fun of Jews.
Yeah, or sexualizing them like that. I've never personally seen it.
I haven't either.
Maybe it does exist. I don't know. But if anyone's interested, the 3 different First Amendment cases, Roth versus United that kind of created the foundation of porn here in the US. It's Roth versus United States, Miller versus California, and the Larry Flint case. Those are 3 big. But it might not be. I might have missed a few, but those are the big ones. Those are 3 super super big ones. If we go into OnlyFans, right? The owner of OnlyFans right now is what
were those 3 people suing? Were they?
They're all around porn. They're all around obscenity.
Were the Jews? No, are they not Jewish?
Is Larry Flint? I actually don't know.
I honestly haven't done the research. I've heard people say it, but I haven't done the research.
The first one, Roth versus United States, I believe he was actually Jewish. I do believe he was. The other 2 I'm not certain about. Then you go into OnlyFans. The majority owner is Leonid Radovinsky. He is actually credited OnlyFans, and he's the founder of My Free Cams.
And he gives a lot of money to APAC.
He does donate to APAC. That is very, very true.
OnlyFans, they were trying to do non-sexual content for a minute. They were trying to sign me, and I'm just no, I'm not doing OnlyFans.
They want to sign you.
It was for non-sexual stuff. They were trying to do fight content, but I'm just not having my name associated with OnlyFans. I think they're still trying to do it. I don't think they're throwing the same kind of money at it. They're trying to throw good money around for a second to get people to sign.
There was a period.
Jiu-jitsu people, fighters, but the name is just too stigmatized. Plus, it's I don't want anything to do with a company like that.
Yeah, I think the company started I believe the company started in 2017, I want to say. Somewhere around there. Maybe it was 16, maybe it was 18, it was somewhere around there. And I know at the beginning they tried to portray themselves as like a platform for all creators, but it was basically all porn.
It's pretty much all porn. I think they kind of gave up on it for a quick
like
second. They were trying to throw money at like fighters. And
I think it was
stuff
like
to come
a
on.
year ago, roughly a year ago. I saw this as well. Like there was a big push to try and get like, you know, foodie creators and fitness creators and all these other kinds of
pretty
creators.
good money around too. I don't remember the exact figure, but it was like a decent chunk of money. But
Really? To try and attract
like
you to the platform.
Not like insane money, but not bad. It was definitely.
It's interesting,
But
but it is kind of a, like this guy Leonard Radvinsky, who owns OnlyFans and founded My Free Cams, like he does donate to AIPAC, and AIPAC funds people like Ben Shapiro, who then turn around and criticize
genocide,
guys like Andrew Tate for running a webcam studio.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, isn't there some? Maybe I'm missing something, but that seems a bit like some kind of circular logic.
No, exactly. Ben
going
Shapiro,
on.
He won't criticize OnlyFans because they support Israel.
It's interesting.
He's like that's the only thing he cares about.
I mean, we can go through a few more founders.
A couple more, yeah.
The founder of Wicked, Steve Orenstein, the founder of Blacks on Blondes, Cable Rosenberg.
Shocking.
He founded Blacks on Blondes and Dogfart Productions, which is basically the same. They do the same thing. It's like it's always
interracial.
Dogfart is all interracial. It goes both ways though, so there's at least fair.
Probably not Jewish though. Or maybe you said they are.
Don't know. Well, maybe no. Actually, definitely. No, definitely. A big one that blew up in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Blacked.com. That's Greg Lansky.
Also, Lansky sounds.
Yeah, he's also. And obviously Pornhub and the current owner of like Pornhub, Solomon Friedman.
Like to money, or think this is more organized? I wonder what the reason was. The whole. Well, the one guy says because he hates Christ and wanted to screw America, but
yeah, he was the original guy. Oh yeah, and the founder of AVN magazine.
I did see a video too, where it was Jewish guys. They were bragging about how Jews created porn. It's such a weird.
I have seen interviews about them bragging about it. Yeah, and it's and like when I was in the industry, man, like you don't even really notice it.
Yeah.
Because no one ever talks about it. It's never brought up. Like
you'll get kicked out real quick if you do that.
Well, you know what's funny is that like Mia Khalifa. This is when the whole she criticized something. I think it must have been the whole Gaza thing. Yeah. It must have been because it happened. Was it that? There was something. I forget what it was, but Mia Khalifa basically criticized it, and then like her contract was like gone.
That's their ethics. Oh, how dare you criticize genocide?
But it was interesting. Like, yeah, that Mia could have been in the industry for that long. And to be fair, actually, to be fair, I kind of people like chewed her out for like, how ignorant can you be? Do you know who runs the porn industry, bro? I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't fucking know. I was in it for 5 fucking years.
Yeah, you're not paying attention.
Bro, it's just like that's my agent. Like,
does it pay good for men or not really?
Oh, it pays shit for bro. Like, if there's a gender pay gap, it's in the porn industry. Yeah. That's where the pay gap exists, bro. Girls making like twice as much as the dudes easily.
But it's probably only like the big stars that make much money for the women, even, right? Or no? Or do they?
No. Okay, so like an average girl, a brand new girl will make in LA at least, will make like $1,000 a scene. Which ostensibly isn't really that much, like considering what you're doing. Like you're starting off, you're making $1,000 a scene.
That's nothing.
1,500 if you do anal. Hey,
oh, gee, that's $500.
You know,
that's
bucks.
like nothing. This money's not going to last.
But that's as a beginner. Like as a girl builds a reputation and builds like a big following, then she can start charging a lot more. Like big girls will do like $3,000, $5,000 a scene because their name holds a lot of weight.
But still, in the long run, what's that? They're not going to have respect when they're older. It's like they're not becoming multimillionaires.
Well, you know what's? It's interesting because there was no like prior to OnlyFans, a lot of girls didn't really capitalize and monetize their following. And they can with OnlyFans. Now they all use OnlyFans. Prior to that, the way they did it was they actually went on like tours to strip clubs and feature danced. That was actually the primary way that a big popular girl would make their money. They would bounce around the United States, go to different strip clubs, and be the featured dancer, and they make a shit ton of money from all the fans who'd come and like want to get a lap dance or whatever.
How weird is a guy who's a fan of a porn star? Isn't that a little bit strange?
Go to the AVN Awards here in LA when they're on in January. And you'll see, my friend. I wasn't out with the awards. I was at a hotel where they were happening. And the men walked by. They were just like so pathetic. Well, these like crazy girls were coming, like trying to show us our tits, but we weren't interested. When they were talking to my friends, they were like getting mad because we didn't want to talk to them. We were like, look at my tits.
Like, be gone, whore. I've seen plenty of tits. Go away.
That's pretty funny. I believe they actually make attendees to the AVN Awards like sign a disclaimer that says they won't be creepy and weird. Something like
but they're still creepy and weird.
I'm obviously like paraphrasing massively because it's a legal disclaimer, but they make them sign something like that. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's like they're all the fans. They kind of look like exactly what you expect them to look like.
Sad.
They're not beating the stereotypes. Let me just say that. You know.
Yeah.
So I would see like I remember I've been to like I went to two AVN shows while I was out in the US working. Yeah, and you sit there and you just see like lines of dudes like with DVDs and magazines in their hands, like lining up to get like their favorite porn star to like sign it,
So
and then
sad,
or
having
they
a
pay.
favorite porn
Oh,
star.
and they have to pay the girl for the signature, by the way.
Oh my god, that's this girl was trying to sell like a card. I'm like, just like get away, and she got like offended. I'm like, just like, go away. Like, why would I fucking pay for some stupid card that she's signing or something?
Yeah, so they make you pay for the signature, and then they make you pay for like the girls will make the fans pay for like a selfie with it. They'll like pull the tits out and get a selfie and shit. That's how they selfie with a porn star. That's another way the girls are monetizing, right? They're monetizing their fan base.
It pays so low to completely degrade themselves.
Yeah, you know what? And the smart girls, I say smart, right? They end up doing the escorting.
That's probably the money is,
and they'll make shit tons.
You do that. That's so interesting. A guy doing that. Let's tell me a little bit about that. Like,
yeah, I mean, my rate was like something like $600 an hour. To like
girls,
to service like.
Would you sometimes get really ugly girls, or could you turn down clients?
There was only like one client I ever had that was like so like she was quite rotund, shall we say?
That must have been.
That I turned her down. I'm like, sorry, honey, but I can't do this. Here's your money back. Blah blah. The rest, you'd be like, bro. I literally had like female escorts hiring me to take them so they could just take the fucking night off and get an orgasm. Yeah, so I'm not even like I'm not making a show. That was like a big chunk of my clientele was like just female escorts.
Okay, I get paid to have sex, sure.
Yeah. Because like they're like, oh, he gets it, I get it, happy days.
Win-win.
And then she can like switch off and not be in like pleasing performing mode.
She's used to have to always be the one taking.
Because she's doing this all day, every other day, whatever.
Makes sense. So want someone knows what they're doing.
That was one chunk of my clients. The other chunk was like basically like your wealthy business lady.
Someone like hang out and like take to dinner and stuff. Dinner like the guys do.
The boyfriend experience. It's dinner and a show. Like
that's hilarious.
It's kind of how it works.
What a strange job.
It was an interesting time of my life.
How the hell did you get into that?
I was in the swingers scene prior to that as like what you would call a bull.
Yeah, the dudes that want to watch their chicks get.
Like I'm the guy that services the dude with the cuck fetish.
The dudes that want like their chick to like.
Yeah.
I can't like perform with dudes watching. You obviously have no issues with that. I've had dudes wanting to like jerk off. It's like, bro, like no, this is just weird. Take my wife. It's like, bro, go to the other room or something.
Hide in the closet.
Yeah, hide in the closet. They want to sit on the bed. You're just like, what are you doing, you weirdo?
Well, if you go to any hotel room anywhere in the world, there's the cuck chair in the corner.
Wow, that's the chair's there for. Huh?
You'll see it now. Now I'm told
popped in my head.
You're going to see it now. Every hotel room has the cuck chair sitting in the fucking corner because they know hotels know that that's where this shit happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell any stories.
See, you've been on that end. You've seen it, bro. But that was like. I mean, there was a subset of my clientele that were like the couple, the dudes in the corner on the cuck chair, and I'm like servicing his missus or whatever, and it's always the guy's idea.
Yeah, no, isn't that weird?
100%.
I don't think the girls respect those dudes. The girls almost always end up leaving them. They can't respect a guy that's gonna let another guy have sex with them.
I don't know you know what?
I think a girl could respect a guy more that would cheat on him and let another guy have sex with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite. I am yet to like fully wrap my head around like how you get to that point, like psychologically. I'm not. I don't quite get it.
I tried to hate on people.
My best guess is that it's pornography. That's my best guess because like
it can't be a normal like reaction.
Well, most guys' instinctual reaction to seeing their woman with another man is violence.
Yeah,
that's the instinctual reaction that comes out of them. So these guys have suppressed that urge and sexualized it. Like fetishized.
The girl you're sleeping with, if you're making orgasm, she's going to start getting attached to you. Is what's going to happen
because of oxytocin. Because that's
exactly
what brain
so how does
orgasms
guys
create
not realize
oxytocin.
This?
Well, most people don't know that basic biological fact. Most guys don't know that if you giving a woman orgasm literally helps her to pair bond with you.
This is another reason why girls can't really sleep around the way guys do. If you're sleeping with a girl consistently, she's going to get attached to you even if she says she can't.
And I believe that the more I might be corrected on this, but I believe there's been a study that shows like there's a correlation between how many sexual partners a woman has and the amount of oxytocin that gets released.
Wow, that makes sense.
So like as she has more and more and more partners,
no, and that's
that
why
oxytocin dump is smaller.
That's why it's naturally a turnoff to us. And I'm not one of those guys like, oh, it needs to be like a zero body count, not ridiculous. But no guy wants a girl who's totally slept around. It's just the truth.
Yeah. It's super interesting. I mean, yeah, and then the wealthy businesswoman thing for my client, that section of my clients, that's like women in their sort of mid-30s who honestly were kind of struggling to date. You know,
you're like, okay, I'll hop in.
And they weren't unattractive women, to be fair. Like they were well put together. Obviously, made good money. But I had one client. She was this wealthy Chinese like deca millionaire, and she was actually married. She was married, but it was a sexless marriage.
Probably using her husband's money.
It was all her money. Oh. All her money. The company she had this big
she
company.
Probably didn't respect him then.
It was a marriage of convenience. It was a marriage of saving face because of that culture, right? I think he was like some kind of musician or something.
Yeah.
And so she had that. She got married on paper. Totally sexless marriage. They didn't have a kid. They didn't even sleep together. They didn't live together
sex at all. Yeah.
It was just like, I'm married. Like I'm at a certain age. I have to be married, right? And so she, like, everyone in her family knows that she's married.
I feel like you should have married her. You'd be rich now. Was she?
Look, you know what, bro? I don't have yellow fever. I've never had the yellow fever, bro. I grew up with guys who were like obsessed with Asian chicks, but I never got it.
Yeah,
I never got it.
Not. You can't tell them apart, probably.
Colin,
we're not politically correct.
You calling me racist?
No, but I would never encourage a guy to like sleep with a ton of girls. But I think it doesn't damage men the same as women. We're just not biologically the same. We're completely wired different. We can do this and not be damaged from it. I don't think women can.
Yeah, like it's just as a pure anecdotal, story. Like all the guys that I knew who were in pornography, dudes who've been in it for like 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, whatever. Like they're all happy. Like they're all having a great time. Like there was no like they weren't jaded. They weren't like bitter. They weren't self-destructive. Well, that's a lie. Some of them were a little bit self-destructive, but ostensibly they were just like living life, having a great time. I can't say that about all of the women that I met in porn. Now, some women were like perfect for porn because they were like nymphomaniacs. They fucking loved it.
They actually loved sex.
They were happy the whole time. Like they had a main electric chemistry. There was no like
There's
resentment.
exceptions to everything. Yeah.
But then there was a subset that were just like
clearly a lot were molested as they were young. That's a dark reality.
Oh, okay, yeah. We can go into so there was
a dark thing, but it's the truth. I remember thinking that one day, like I can't watch porn. No, most of these women are probably sexually abused.
So there's a little bit of data. It's a bit of an old study.
So it's hard knowing.
So it's 2011, right? But it gives you somewhat of a comparison between female porn stars and the general population. And this is a study that was done in California. So it was a California Women's Health Survey respondents. So they compared porn stars versus regular women in California, right? So take that into consideration. Maybe California skews a little bit crazy. I don't know. Performers reported a mean of 7.2 days of poor mental health in the last month, compared to like 4.8 days for like normal, let's say normal average women, right? Yeah. 33% of the porn stars met the criteria for depression, compared to 13% of the regular women. As children, the adult film stars were more likely to have been victims of forced sex, and it's a rate of 37% for porn stars, compared to 13% for the average California woman.
About 3 times more.
About 3 times more, right?
It's terrible how high it is for the regular person. I think that's something
that is
people don't
pretty
realize,
fucking crazy, isn't it?
No, it's insane. It's just like
that's nuts. There's a few more. As children, female porn stars were more likely to have lived in poverty at a rate of 24%, compared to 12% for regular California women. And this is the big factor. This is really interesting. And I actually know a couple of girls who match this exact stat. The porn stars were more likely to have been placed in foster care. So the comparison rate is 21% for the porn stars and 4% for the average California
woman.
They felt
abandoned. I bet even a higher percent were probably abused than they say even.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's all obviously self-reporting. And here's another really, and this is 2011, by the way. So now this stat would probably be very, very different now, good because of OnlyFans. Yeah. But they said in the past 12 months, 50% of the porn performers reported living in poverty, compared to 34% of the and 34% reported experiencing domestic violence. compared to 36% and 6% respectively for the average California woman. So that's like the big ones that stand out to me are like the foster care thing.
No, that was like crazy high.
Crazy high. And victims of some kind of child forced.
Yeah, I would expect the child trauma.
And I'd heard that as like a trope, as like a caricature before, like because obviously, and it's obviously not all.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a bunch of them who that was definitely not the case.
Yeah.
You know. But there is a correlation. Like there's clearly a correlation.
Sure.
You know,
no, lots of times girls that are having like addicted to sex and stuff is because of problems from childhood.
You know what's interesting is that some of them use. So I know girls who had a past traumatic sexual experience, a non-consensual one, we shall say, who then went on to use very extreme, sexual experiences like kink and BDSM, right, as a means of kind of getting over it. It was like a catharsis, like a therapy. It was almost like therapy to them, because in that kink scenario where they're being tied up and spanked and choked or whatever, they're actually in control the whole time because they can say they have the safe word, they can stop it, right? So they're put in a situation which is, objectifying or maybe like extreme and heavy-handed. Yeah. But they can say stop. And so it helps them to overcome that past experience where they didn't have any control at all, and they feel like they can regain that sense of control again. Yeah, I know a bunch of women who did that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, but people deal with shit in weird ways.
That's just there's the psychology of like sex and things like this is very.
I think there are like a certain subset of girls too, the ones that are kind of slutty, but don't like enjoy sex much. Sometimes girls that act the sluttiest, you can tell like aren't the ones that even enjoy sex the most. Yeah, that's got to be something a little weird.
Yeah, bro. There was a subset of girls that I worked with in porn where it was like they were just.
You tell it's like fake or something.
They were just going for the motions.
Yeah,
they were the ones that it wasn't fun to have.
If you read people, you can read. It's like not real.
Yeah, they're the ones that it was not fun to work with. I'd probably say that it was like when I break it down, like a third of the girls were like super nymphomaniacs. Yeah, happy days.
They're legitimately.
This is great.
Fun,
Like, why are you even paying me? I'd do this for free. That's like a third. A third of them were like, professional. Maybe if you didn't have chemistry with them, cool. Yeah. But whatever. And then there was another third that were like, look, we just described.
Just trying to fake it, yeah. It's like,
or it was either they were trying to fake it, or they were like just genuinely like bitter and bitchy, like divas, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll bitch you before you start fucking. Now they're like, ready to go. That's gonna be so weird with like cameras. I couldn't imagine.
The kind of litmus test was always like, do they give a fuck about your boner? Because there was like, excuse me. The women who are like genuine nymphomaniacs would like, because it's challenging. Down. Like it's like the dude's job. It's like
performing in front
you're
of
being
people,
paid to get a boner on command. Like that is literally the job. Like, so I'm not sitting here trying to make fucking excuses for anyone. Yeah. But that's like cool. It's challenging. Let's not forget
people
that.
Watching cameras.
Right. It's a tough job.
Situation.
Right? But so like the girls who I would kind of label as like the nymphomaniacs, like they're the ones who would be like, can I help you?
Yeah, right.
Like they're trying to make the day go easier. They're like, cool, let's like fluff him before the scene starts. Let's go. And then the ones that I would classify as like the divas are the ones who do not give a single solitary fuck. Not that it is their, and that's not their job to give a fuck. It's not their job. But it was an interesting litmus test of like how.
You think it would help the dynamic if you're about to do a scene? I don't know.
You would think that, and that you were actually absolutely correct that it does help the dynamic. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, like is this going to be like a work day or a fun day? Yeah.
Is there a person whose job is to get you hard?
No, fluffers aren't real.
Exist. That's
fluffers are a lie.
I think that was from a movie, Clerks maybe or something.
Like sometimes, like OnlyFans girls will like.
So disappointing. I was hoping fluffer was a real thing.
Were you going to apply for the job?
God damn it!
Got him.
I'm cut that scene. Cut that.
Don't cut that.
I don't cut anything. I have to actually some stuff for YouTube. There's certain people we can't talk about. I don't know if we'll be able to put some of that stuff in there. I don't know if we can say who runs porn.
Fair enough. I was gonna say. So there's some girls who will OnlyFans girls now who will like organize their own like gangbang, and they'll get like girlfriends to come in and fluff the dudes before they get on camera. That's different. Like mainstream porn doesn't have fluffers. No fluffers. Maybe it did in like the 70s, but they don't do it anymore.
But not something you saw.
They can't afford that. Budgets are tight.
Yeah. What do you think of that girl that banged like 1,000 dudes?
I've been asked about that question like. I've been doing like I've done 18. I've done like 17 podcasts in the last 14 days. Everyone's fucking asking about Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, she was just in Vegas. One of them was here.
Yeah. Did she do the Hodge twins?
She did Hodge twins and here. Like I was unsure if I wanted to do her. So like, I can't really like. I'm not the kind of guy that wants to like lecture a girl, but it's like I can't like.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I don't really want to talk to
It's
you.
your podcast.
What am I going to say? I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm
do
not
whatever
the
you
kind of
want.
guy that's going to be like mean to a girl. Like, what am I talking to a girl like that for?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be mean to her or whatever.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, all I have to say about that is, well, there's two things I have to say about that. One, it's interesting that it's like, it seems like it's a race to the bottom now. You know how like social media and in general has kind of trended to more like extreme views on something?
Yeah.
Like you
More
can't
extreme gets the views, yeah.
You can't go viral. You can't get anybody looking at your content if you have a very milquetoast view on anything.
Yeah.
You have to take a very polarizing position for anyone to see your content.
At least
right?
short term. I think sometimes long term, some people can have success.
Yes,
with longer
yes,
form.
but definitely,
yeah,
absolutely,
to get shit quick. 100% agree with
absolutely for short term content.
you. Yeah.
It's definitely, that seems to be the case now with the OnlyFans girls, because the market is so saturated now that you have to do something even super extreme to get a bunch of public attention for you to monetize that.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was two different girls that look so similar. Then I realized there was
They're both
two
English,
of them,
too.
There's two of them like battling for who could fuck the most dudes.
Yeah.
It's just,
And they know each other. This is not
planned, probably.
This is not an accident. This is not like I'm not trying
Could
tinfoil hat on.
could you imagine being like the 100th dude? Did you do like gangbang scenes? That would like not be fun.
I wasn't in a 100 dude gangbang.
A bunch of dudes like
the most annoying
this is borderline
scenes.
gay.
The most annoying scenes I had to do were like, you call them blow bangs. So it's like 8 dudes in a room sharing one mouth on this chick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like you've just
I would never watch your porn because then it'd be weird hanging out with you. I'd be like, bro, I watch you fuck. This like too weird.
It's weird. Yeah, so like, and the funny thing is like you have to like form like a conga line because like you can't stand like if this was like regular life, you'd form like a circle around the girl. And then you just take turns.
You
like
you were lined up,
but the camera's here, right? So you can't get in front of the camera.
Oh, she'll block it.
You block it.
You must have been thinking, how the fuck did I get here in your head?
There was a moment.
Like, what the fuck am I doing?
This is
for
actually
$500 or something. Probably.
Bro, this was one of my first scenes in LA.
Oh
I'm like,
God.
how the fuck did I end up here?
What the fuck am I doing?
But what ends up happening is like,
was your manager Jewish?
Mine actually was, yes.
God, I knew it. He's at that scene.
He was. But he was a great guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad dude.
I'm just saying he was a great guy. Like Mark, if you're watching,
I just assumed he was probably Jewish.
You were correct in assuming, and there's I know at least a couple of the agents that were. I don't know the ethnicities of all the agents.
Yeah. I just knew the guy that set that up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that guy.
I'm gonna get you $500. I got to see.
Yeah, but to be
don't
fair,
worry about the scene.
No, but to be fair, he's setting up the girl as well. And all the other dudes on the roster and were in the scene too, because like I think like 90% of us all came from the same agency.
I hope she got paid well.
Yeah, she got paid probably good for a bad amount that day. But what ends up happening is like the dude's like you spend your like 2 minutes in her mouth and then you go to the back of the line, and the dudes at the back of the line are just sitting there cracking jokes and shit. So you're like no joke, like
so you're laughing in between.
We're all just like fucking cracking. And it's like trying not to be so
it's
loud.
Such a ridiculous situation.
Because it's so ridiculous. Like what else? It's like locker. It's exactly like locker room talk. It's exactly that.
Yeah. Say the most. That's it. You gotta say the most ridiculous things. To
yeah. It's try and get the other guy to crack him on camera because you know he's being filmed. And it's like, and then the director gets angry because he has to yell cut. It's like that's what you're doing.
What's the director? What was his ethnicity?
I don't know. I don't actually know. I didn't.
The producer.
Look. Well, it's the same. Director producer is very often the same guy. In the porn industry, they very often wear the two hats.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
well, shit. Anything else?
I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't research.
I wanted more.
I didn't research the religion or the ethnicity of every single person I ever worked for. I'm sorry. I'm fucking with you. But was there another big fact that I wanted to? We went over Pornhub. We went over that stuff.
Yeah. How about bash porn a little bit?
How about We got a bit of time. How about would you be interested to know some stats about OnlyFans earnings?
Yeah, I'm very interested in this actually.
And like OnlyFans,
all these girls think these other girls make way more than they do, and it's like bullshit. This is actually great. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So, as of I believe these stats come from over the last couple of years. So they've got roughly 190 million active users. That's the user base on OnlyFans, right?
190 million?
190 million with an M.
It's worldwide, obviously.
That's worldwide.
But that's a lot.
That's still a lot.
You think those are inflated numbers? Think that's real?
Well, it's 165 million every month, like active users.
That is absolutely insane.
It's pretty fucking nuts. Most of those come from the US.
Wow, that is just.
Do you want to take a guess at their revenue?
The
OnlyFans yearly revenue.
That's just like everything comes in.
Everything that comes in, yeah.
Hundreds of millions. I mean, a couple billion actually probably with that.
2.5 billion is the currently this is the 2024 statistics.
What
And
percentage
it's
goes
currently
to?
valued at 18 billion, which is 8 times more than it was in 2020.
OnlyFans worth 18 billion. That's just disgusting.
Like the company right, itself is 18 billion.
It's worth more than the UFC
Isn't
by
it?
a lot.
Right? Porn's big business, bro. Big business. It always has been. Always has been. But the money's just shifted from like before Pornhub, it was like DVDs and shit. That was where all the money was. The actors made a shitload of more money than they do now. Then all the money moved to Pornhub, and now it's all the money's moved to OnlyFans. But the money's still stayed. That ecosystem still exists. Here's the super interesting numbers, right? So there's 2.1 million creators on OnlyFans. So that's basically girls, right?
Wait,
2.1 million creators.
100 and how many
190 million users. Cool. 2.1 million creators on OnlyFans. OnlyFans has paid out over $5 billion to those creators since it launched in 2016. That's a lot. But most of that money goes to the top 1%. Cool? So
that's what most people don't realize. There's only a few of the girls making good money.
Exactly. So these are some...
And they hire a dude to pretend like it's them.
Oh, completely. Yeah, bro. If you're talking...
I know friends who run some of these agencies.
If you're talking to a girl... Yeah, I know guys who run agencies too.
It's a dude.
If you're talking to a girl who makes any money on OnlyFans, any decent money on OnlyFans, you're not talking to her.
Yeah,
you're talking to either a dude...
or AI.
Or a Filipino or a Romanian. That's who you're chatting to.
Possibly an Indian. Not no.
I think their IPs block it.
Oh.
I think their IP might block it.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
You're definitely talking to a dude.
But you're definitely not talking to her.
Yeah, definitely.
Guaranteed, 100%.
Unless it's the low one.
You ain't talking to her. Unless she's one of the average creators. And we'll talk about that in a second. Here's how the earnings break down. So there's 300 over 300 creators are earning over 1 million per year.
How many? 300.
300 plus.
That's hardly any. 300
out of the 2.1 million.
Yeah, 300, and these girls think it's a lot. That's like nothing, and that's worldwide too, not just America.
That's everywhere across the entire platform. Right? 16,000 over 16,000 of those creators of the creators on OnlyFans. 16,000 earn over $50,000 per year.
And just to ruin the reputation, 50,000 is nothing.
So that's 16.
Wait, how many was it that made?
So it's 300 make it over $1 million.
That's nothing.
16,000 of the 2.1 million.
So this is the upper.
Make 50K.
They're ruining their career for 50K. They're ruining
50K.
their reputation. I mean,
and the median account is only earning $180 a month.
Ruined reputation for $180.
$180. So so of the 2.1 million,
180 is
the median across that is $180 a month.
That's so
now,
pathetic.
that girl is definitely chatting to you.
Yeah, that girl's definitely. She can't afford a chatter.
They
They even have a name for the industry, a chatter.
It's called a chatter. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
See, it's like people. This is like literally an injury. We're not making this shit up.
This is the whole nomenclature to it. Yeah. So here is a little bit of a different way to break it down. So the top 10% of creators earn 73% of all the income. That's how you kind of break it down.
But if they're not even making that much, is the crazy thing. Because 50,000 is nothing. It's only 16,000.
Yeah. So and those 50,000 people are in that top 10%. I would imagine.
Yeah. 300 making over $1 million. That 300 in the entire world. That's like millions a good amount of money. Get wrong, but
it's
not
slightly
like,
over 300, but
wealthy,
it's like it's basically in that ballpark. Yeah. So and
they could easily find a guy to take care of them instead of that, but not after doing OnlyFans.
Well, that's a good point. Like you're gonna put all your eggs in this one basket, thinking you're gonna end up with $1 million, and you end up making $50K a year. Yeah. And now you're kind of like locked. You're locked in.
I would never date a girl.
And it's like, okay, well, if you went around to like every like kid, every black kid in inner city Chicago, and you told him you're going to make it to the NBA. Yeah, that's fucking horseshit.
You'd be doing a disservice.
You'd be doing him a disservice.
Huge disservice.
Huge disservice
on that instead of like.
And it's the same way that this narrative has been created around OnlyFans and the amount of money that these girls can actually make.
And girls lie like crazy too. They want to pretend like they're making more.
Completely. They will absolutely inflate their income statistics. Yes,
like the body count, they go down. The OnlyFans, they go up.
Well, so we said the top 10% earn 73% of the income. The top 1% earn 33% of all the money. Like the top 1% is like a third.
Yeah.
Just over a third.
This is pretty much
of the whole company. So that's like the top. Here's another tidbit. The top 1% earn more than the entire bottom 90%.
Wow.
Of all the creators on it.
Yes, the majority of girls are just completely like ruining their reputation for nothing.
Yep.
A couple $100.
Precisely.
And it doesn't go away. It's out there forever. Shit
The
might pop
internet
up
is
later,
forever.
yeah.
The internet is forever. Yeah.
No, I feel bad. There should be what's 18 for this. The age should at least be moved up to 21 or 22 or.
Yeah, it's rough. Here, I got a couple more fun tidbit facts for you. So 44% of all the traffic to OnlyFans comes from the US. Right?
That's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. That's quite a lot.
That's like almost 100 million people from the U.S. Oh, man, it's under but close.
Yep.
There's only 300. America 370 million or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. And but here's the thing that most people probably wouldn't guess. Gen Z accounts for 50% of the OnlyFans user base.
What's the age cutoff?
So that's
Gen Z?
if you're born between 1997 and 2012. That's
Dude,
Gen
go out
Z.
and try to get laid, you losers. Stop going to OnlyFans and watching
50% of the user
porn
base.
and
That is fucking staggering. But here's my favorite
or
stat.
learn to fight or make some money or like or
Stop-
do something.
stop by getting punched in the face.
Do something productive.
Start by getting punched in the face. Where was it? Here we go. Oh yeah. So these are two really fun stats. So there was a study done by the Relationship Research Journal showed that 76% of women would consider their partner's use of OnlyFans as a form of betraying and emotional cheating. I thought that was just a fun
Interesting.
little,
No,
fun little
that's
tidbit.
a high percentage. Interesting.
But this is the best one. 80% of the men who subscribe to OnlyFans accounts are already in a relationship.
Interesting. So they must be like in a boring sexless relationship.
Perhaps they're in a dead bedroom relationship. Perhaps they're in a relationship with a woman who just nags and nags and nags,
wow.
tells him to take the trash out all the time,
Right.
shits on him all the time, doesn't give him any, emotion.
They're going there for the
Doesn't meet his emotional needs. We talk about men meeting women's emotional needs all the time.
OnlyFans says a lot of the guys just want to like talk and like.
That's exactly what it is.
Strippers say that sometimes and stuff too. It's insane.
That's exactly what it is. People think that OnlyFans sells sex. That's incorrect. Sex is just like a medium of exchange.
Yeah.
OnlyFans sells like the
Intimacy.
problem OnlyFans solves is loneliness. OnlyFans sells intimacy. That's what it actually sells, and that's why it is so fucking huge.
80% in a relationship. Was that correct? That's a stat.
Yeah,
that's insane. It just seems. I would have thought it would have been opposite.
These are the numbers that have come from these are the numbers that have been published by OnlyFans themselves.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd be like 20% and 80% not.
Yeah. Like these are the dudes who are paying 80% of the relationship.
And can you imagine blowing your money on that?
When you
The wife would that she deserved to be mad over that.
Right? Check the credit card statement, honey.
Yeah, right.
He spent it on
Jesus,
on Amaranth
OnlyFans,
or
right.
Lily Phillips.
At least get hookers.
Yeah.
I want addiction have something better.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, if you're a hooker and you don't have an OnlyFans account, you're probably missing out.
Yeah,
So they
that's
probably
fine.
all
Yeah, they should.
they probably all do at this
Yeah,
point.
right, I would think.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, that was. I think I went through
where
all
can people find
my
you?
fun stats. StirlingCooper.com is where you can find. It's like the one-stop shop for all my stuff. I teach a bunch of stuff. The best place to find all my. I've got a ton of free content on YouTube. While it's still,
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. No.
While it's still up,
YouTube.
It might be
not
gone
Pornhub,
by the
not
time
Pornhub,
Jake
yeah.
posts it.
I'm gonna get you kicked out.
Well, you just type in Stirling Cooper, my YouTube should come up. Yeah, like I've got 1,800 videos at this point, and all of them are just basically free advice around
So the videos
sex,
aren't sexual, they're just
dating,
giving advice and
relationships.
stuff.
The majority are focused around something to do with sex. I do dabble in dating and relationship stuff as well, but a big chunk of them are like really just straightforward, practical. Here's how to fix premature ejaculation. Here's how to get stronger boners, etc. Here's how to make your woman orgasm, etc., etc. So that's basically my wheelhouse.
That's your well, awesome. Well, you switch to something a little better than porn.
Bro, every day, every other day, I wake up to emails from guys who are like, you have changed my fucking marriage. You've saved my marriage, or I just gave this girl the best experience she's ever had, and thank you. Like I get that every day.
It's usually the smallest little things.
Bro,
too.
I love it. I fucking love what I do.
That's
It's
awesome.
amazing.
You can save relationships.
Literally.
Hey man, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Go.